You can't walk down a busy street without spotting that iconic green mermaid logo. But once upon a time, Starbucks was just a single coffee shop in Seattle that didn't even sell lattes. Today, it's a global phenomenon, serving over 100 million people a week in more than 80 countries. This isn't just about coffee. This is about how a simple beverage became a cultural movement, how a brand created not just a product, but a daily ritual, a lifestyle. This is the story of how Starbucks transformed itself from a local coffee bean shop into the most powerful name in the cafe business worldwide. The humble origins, from beans to brew. In 1971, three college friends, Jerry Baldwin, Zeb Siegel, and Gordon Balker, opened a small store in Seattle's historic Pike Place Market. It wasn't even a cafe. Starbucks originally sold high-quality coffee beans, tea, and equipment for brewing at home. The idea was inspired by Alfred Peet, a Dutch coffee entrepreneur who introduced dark roasted, whole bean coffee to the US. These three founders wanted to bring that rich European flavor to America, starting with the beans. There were no baristas, no espresso machines, no flavored lattes, just pure, premium coffee beans and gear. And while their passion for great coffee was clear, Starbucks remained a niche operation for over a decade. The real transformation, it wasn't started by the founders. It came from someone who walked into one of their stores in 1981 and saw something the original trio did. One visit can change everything. Have you ever had an ordinary moment that sparked an extraordinary idea? Share yours in the comments. Enter Howard Schultz, the man with the big vision. In 1981, a young marketing executive named Howard Schultz walked into a Starbucks store. He was instantly captivated, not by the design or branding, but by the coffee. He saw the potential for something much bigger than just selling beans. By 1982, Schultz joined the company as director of retail operations and marketing. But everything changed when he visited Italy a year later. In Milan, he'd experienced the vibrant espresso bar culture, cafes where locals gathered not just for coffee, but for connection, conversation, and community. Schultz envisioned bringing that atmosphere to America. However, the original Starbucks owners didn't share his dream. They wanted to stay focused on beans, not beverages, so Schultz struck out on his own. He opened his own coffee house, Il Giornale, in 1986 to prove his vision, and it worked. 2 years later, with investors backing him, Schultz bought Starbucks for $3.8 million and began transforming it from a local bean shop into a full-service coffee house. Would you risk it all for a vision no one else sees? That's what Schultz did. Sometimes belief is all you need to go from employee to empire builder, creating the third place, more than just coffee. Schultz didn't just want to sell coffee. He wanted to sell an experience. Starbucks wasn't about caffeine, it was about connection. He introduced the idea of the third place, a space between home and work where people could relax, recharge, and socialize. Comfortable chairs, jazz music, friendly baristas, and the smell of freshly brewed coffee created an inviting environment. People didn't just come to Starbucks for a drink, they came to belong. This was radical for the time. Most American coffee spots were diners or gas stations, quick stops, not destinations. Schultz changed that. Starbucks became a place you could spend hours, meet friends, do homework, take a meeting, or just people watch. That emotional connection turned customers into loyal fans. They weren't buying a cup of coffee. They were buying how it made them feel. And that shift, from product to experience, is what made Starbucks unstoppable. Next time you sip your latte, think, what are you really paying for? The coffee or the moment it creates? Let us know your Starbucks ritual below. Mass customization, your drink, your way. One major key to Starbucks success, personalization. Before Starbucks, ordering coffee was simple and limited. You could get black coffee, maybe cream and sugar, but Starbucks flipped the script. Suddenly, customers could customize everything: milk type, flavor shots, size, strength, temperature, and even the cup name. This wasn't just convenient, it was empowering. It gave people a sense of control and identity in their coffee. It turned a basic drink into a personal signature. This high level of customization helped Starbucks connect deeply with individuals. Everyone felt like their drink was their drink, and it became a conversation starter, a ritual, a daily habit. People started saying things like, "I need my Venti caramel macchiato," like it was part of who they were. This made Starbucks more than a cafe. It became a part of people's identity. And in a world where everyone wants to feel seen and unique, that strategy was genius. Quick poll: are you a bold dark roast person or a Frappuccino fan? Drop your go to Starbucks order in the comments and see who matches your style. Starbucks goes global, one sip at a time. Starbucks didn't stop at dominating America. It had bigger plans. In the mid-1990s, the brand began expanding internationally, starting with Japan in 1996. But going global wasn't just about copying the US model, it was about adapting. Starbucks understood that to truly win in global markets, they had to blend in while still standing out. In China, they embraced tea culture and made stores more communal. In the Middle East, they respected religious customs and adjusted store layouts. In Italy, the land of espresso, they opened with humility, knowing they were entering sacred coffee territory. This flexibility, combined with consistent brand values, helped Starbucks thrive across borders. Today, you can find Starbucks in over 80 countries, from bustling airports to quiet corners in remote cities. The Green Mermaid has become a symbol of modern cafe culture worldwide, and they did it not by forcing their culture on others, but by honoring the culture they entered. Ever sip Starbucks in another country? The vibe hits differently, doesn't it? Tell us where you've experienced the green siren around the world. Seasonal magic, the pumpkin spice effect. Let's talk about the ultimate marketing wizardry, pumpkin spice latte. Launched in 2003, this seasonal drink wasn't just a beverage, it was a cultural event. Each fall, Starbucks fans eagerly awaited the return of the PSL, marking the unofficial start of autumn. People would post about it, tweet it, Instagram it, creating free advertising everywhere. And Starbucks leaned in. They made it limited, exclusive, even early access for rewards members. It became a phenomenon. This strategy of limited time, seasonal drinks created urgency, excitement, and endless buzz. Other hits like the peppermint mocha, unicorn frappuccino, and holiday red cups all played into this formula. Seasonal drinks turned Starbucks from a daily routine into a festive moment. They didn't just sell coffee, they sold anticipation. This seasonal playbook helped Starbucks dominate social media, spark trends, and stay relevant with younger audiences. And of course, it drove massive sales every year. Confess, are you team pumpkin spice? Or do you wait for that peppermint mocha magic? Let's settle this in the comments. The digital revolution. Starbucks as a tech company. You might not think of Starbucks as a tech company, but behind the scenes, it absolutely is. The Starbucks mobile app revolutionized how people order, pay, and earn rewards. It became one of the most used mobile payment platforms in the US, even rivaling Apple Pay for a time. Mobile ordering made grabbing coffee faster and more convenient, especially for busy customers. The loyalty program turned casual drinkers into devoted regulars, incentivizing repeat visits and unlocking exclusive perks. And Starbucks didn't stop there. They used data to analyze customer behavior, improve store layouts, predict drink trends, and even decide future store locations. Their investment in tech made the entire experience, from ordering to pickup, seamless. And during the pandemic, that digital infrastructure saved them. As in-person traffic slowed, mobile and delivery surged. Starbucks wasn't just brewing coffee, it was brewing innovation. Have you ever ordered before even arriving at the store? That's Starbucks tech making your caffeine dreams come true. Tell us how the app changed your coffee game. Starbucks didn't become a global giant just by making good coffee. It succeeded because it understood human behavior. It created community. It celebrated individuality. It mastered the art of anticipation and adapted to cultures everywhere. It fused tradition with technology, comfort with innovation. It turned a cup of coffee into a ritual, a little moment of calm, pleasure, or focus in a hectic world. That's the magic. That's the brand. Starbucks isn't just where people go to get coffee. It's where people go to feel something, whether it's comfort, connection, or just that feeling of being part of something bigger. From a bean shop in Seattle to a global lifestyle brand, Starbucks proved that with vision, emotion, and a little whipped cream, you can turn a daily habit into a global revolution. If this story brewed some inspiration in you, hit that like button and share your favorite Starbucks moment below. And remember, big dreams can start with something as small as a coffee bean. Who knows? The next global brand could be in your hands right now.